I just have to catch my breath for a moment. This place, Katesh, Jacob, the deathless ones. I've been running so fast for so long, I haven't stopped to acknowledge the simple fact that all of this is real. A part of me can't believe it. But I know Jacob was telling the truth. Whatever made him is here, and I'm going to find it before Trinity. I only wish Dad was alive to share in this discovery. Amazing. Jacob, I'm heading in. What will I find down here?
My people haven't been down there since we sealed it off, centuries ago. But it should be safe, at least until you make it past the orrery.
Was it part of the observatory?
It was built by my astronomers, before the deathless buried the old city. You'll need to use it to open the entrance to Katesh.
This is extraordinary. Let's see how this thing works. The Mongols destroyed everything, and the city sank beneath the ice. Jacob's people were ahead of their time. Watch your step, Lara. Patience, Lara. Now! This one speaks of the advanced archery skills developed in Byzantium. Bells. The old city is close.
Lara, we're on the mountain above the glacier.
Can you see Trinity?
Yes, they're beginning their operation.
I'm entering the old city now. Listen, Sophia, don't attack them too soon.
We'll give it some time. I'll contact you again soon.
I thought I had died. The cold gnawed at me, and I grew weak, even as I saw the Prophet's people camped on the ridge of a strange green valley. One foot after the other, sword in hand, I trudged on. I meant to charge, battle cry on my chapped lips, when consciousness fled and I collapsed into the arms of heretics. They know who I am. They have been expecting Trinity. They do not have much. But they fed me, kept me warm until I could walk again. The Prophet told me I could leave whenever I desire, but they have taken my blades. Even armed, I do not know that I could kill this man. I have failed the order. I have failed myself, but I live.
Εκουνόπλα που δεν έχουμε ξαναδεί ομοιά τους, όμως εσείς φοράτε την πανοπλία της πίστης και όταν πέσετε θα σηκωθείτε ξανά. Θα τους σκοτώσετε όλους. Η πηγή δεν θα μετακινηθεί. Θα υπακούσετε τη διαταγή του προφήτη. compargo a mochila. Partitule prostidarsi a disponi. E chita si l'anticule tutti i goli. Che fa fatto dei titoli per poema con le ricordi. Ora, presidente! Libera tristezza si disponi, Ana che ti spigni. O così tempo di
So many of them.
I leave these notes for whoever should follow in my footsteps. My wounds are worse than I believed. They will not heal. Tonight I will make one last attempt to escape this frozen tomb, but I doubt I have the strength. The divine source is here, at the peak of the tallest tower, but it is beyond my reach. With the source at his disposal, the prophet's deathless ones are unstoppable, an army of wraiths and devils that can never die, a mockery of all God's creation. They are no longer human, and they will break any army that stands in their way. With every death and rebirth, they learn. They adapt. Should Trinity someday find a way to seize it for ourselves, I fear that we will do no better. Perhaps it would be best if it were to remain lost forever.
Διακηρύζεται ο Δημιουργός! Θα βαλίσουμε και θα αναδρομώσουμε τους εχθρούς μας! Regina, scottastati! Regina, scottastati!
General, we observed something strange in the night. We are camped above the city of Kitezh as the city prepares for invasion. They still believe the attack will come from on high. They will not expect your charge from the paths on the far side of the valley. But I must tell you, on the tower at the heart of the city, something unnatural awaits us. We watched hundreds of armored soldiers ascend its heights, and then a light cracked the sky. There was a sound that froze my blood, a roaring like an army of hungry ghosts. Then the men descended again. I do not know what they keep atop that tower. We thought it a treasure, but it appears to be something else entirely.
This is, particularly odd. Has elements of Scythian design, but it looks like a... No, not possible.
We have sealed the doors and barred them from entry. The riders are coming, and I must keep these people safe. Mothers with children, old men like me. Those that cannot fight. I have food and water in sufficient quantities to keep us alive for the length of the attack. Should our Athanatoi fail, and the attack becomes a siege, we will die here. For that, I have enough belladonna to provide the little ones with safe passage. Pray it never comes to that.
break through the ice any minute.
Do you think you can stop them?
The best we can do is buy you some time. I'll see you on the other side.
The Chamber of Souls. The Divine Source has to be there. Looks like the way into the city center is through that gate.
I have failed. There will be no pardon for my sins. I have drenched my hands in blood in pursuit of the Prophet, and now there is nothing left. As the attack became a siege, the Prophet's people did the unthinkable. They turned their weapons against the glaciers and buried their own city. Mongol and the Prophet's people alike were crushed in the ice. The Khan and his warrior horde are dead. The people of Kitesh are broken and scattered. I alone survive in the frozen heart of the city, and my only companions are the deathless army of the Prophet, their eyes aflame with unholy light. Even now, they hunt the ruins for survivors.
I don't know what I expected an immortal being to be like, but Jacob seems so human. The things he must have seen over the years, all that experience and knowledge, it's difficult to fathom. And yet, he lied to his own people for generations, all for the sake of this secret. What wonders will be unlocked with the Divine Source? Will humans finally understand the true nature of the soul? Or will it unlock some extraordinary new scientific discovery? One thing is certain. It's too important to allow Trinity to control. Stay out of sight. Sure, Mongolian grammar is tricky, but it reads like directions. incredible. The style looks ancient, but it depicts a train, the coming of the Soviets. Blue glass vase, still in excellent condition. Not many of these survived, for obvious reasons. An iron pendant. Soldiers in the Empire would sometimes tie them to their belts. demons under the water. Demonic possession. They were performing exorcisms.
Deep below the holy ground of our city, we have found the source of the corruption. One of hell's winding tunnels snakes up and vomits forth a miasma of evil. There is no pattern to the demon's depredations, but his mark is plain. Men driven to wicked words and acts, as God's grace is driven from them. We take them here to the mouth of hell itself to drive out the demons. We do not always succeed. Often the poor wretches are too far gone and they die when we drive the beasts out of them. It is heartbreaking to lose good people, but we must stand against the devil in all his forms.
No telling how many people died here.
My mind is clear today. It was not so yesterday, and it will not be again. They say the devil is inside me. They say I am possessed. I have seen the beast in my heart, and it is only me, only my broken mind. But the priests will not listen. I cannot blame them. Some days they appear to me as apparitions of manifest pain and hatred. So clouded are my eyes. I spit and yowl, for I am mad. But I know there is no evil in my heart, only sickness that no man can cure.
That should be high enough. That looks about right. Let's see if it works. This is the formula for Greek fire.
Welcome back. So, you've been inside some of the tombs. You've uncovered another secret, have you? Well, I've got more coins for you.
You were right. There are valuable secrets inside those tombs.
Incredible. There's so much we've lost. But we will find it again. Here. It's a small price for this wisdom.
I'm sure I can find some use for them.
Find any more of those gold coins? I think they're getting suspicious. I may need to vanish on short notice. I was gonna take that one myself, but the one with the gold. That's some nice gear.
Signal bells. I should take these out.
must have fallen asleep. It is hard to tell time beneath the ice. The deathless ones had been busy. Where a pile of ashes smoldered the night before, a corpse now lay, skin as milky white as a dead fish. As I watched, the dead man breathed, a clicking death rattle in reverse as he sucked air in for the first time in a day. Then he looked at me, and I recognized him at last. I killed this man once before during the battle, and he has not forgotten. So I killed him again, crushed his new skull before he could stand, but his ashes smolder anew, and will not be here when he awakes. The cold look in his eyes was like a promise. Like the phoenix, he will rise again and again, each time more determined to end my life. If I stay, sooner or later he will succeed.
They tended to the sick here. The survivors must have suffered. A woman's necklace, made of Baltic amber. Incredible craftsmanship. It must have belonged to a noblewoman.
I have made myself a refuge in this frozen hell, in the base of a crumbling tower. I have laid away food and weapons enough to defend myself. But I am the last survivor. By day I watch the deathless army, learn the paths they take. They follow the same patterns day in and day out, like men trapped in a dream. They are fierce, but they are hollow. Whatever made them men is long gone, replaced instead by a soul of cold iron. I must be careful, but I must know more about them. If this is what the Source can do in the hands of a heretic, think of what it could do in the hands of the righteous.
A vase made of silver. It's seen a lot of use and travel, but it has a rough portrait of the Prophet. They must have begun trading with the outside. These are spurs from Mongol horsemen. They're far more decorative and lavish than I'd expect. But they're still well used. Whoever owned them was wealthy, but they rode with the army. They're stables. Nothing but bones, picked clean. Valentinus, the timekeeper.
After the city was built, the first generation of followers stared out upon it. One among them, a man named Valentinus, has spent his whole life devoted to the study of time and its passage. The prophet sought him out in the crowd and asked him what he thought of the city. Valentinus said he felt it was a blessed place, that time would move slowly there, and that Kitezh would last for generations untold. The prophet smiled, for he knew that he had made a home where his people might be safe.
At last, I killed one of the deathless soldiers. I tracked him through the day until he was alone. He seemed to sense me before I struck, as if he knew the sound of my bowstring. He was strong, but I am clever and I have faith. My arrows pierced his flesh, but he fought on until I placed a shot between his eyes. Even then, he managed to wound me before I caved in his skull. His body caught fire and fell into ash before my eyes. It has been hours since he died, but his ashes still smolder, hissing and popping in the darkness. I do not believe this is his end. The source has a great and terrible sway over those it touches. I must know what happens next.
An ancient carving of a pagan god. Perhaps a fertility idol. It's thousands of years old. There's a piece of flint in the pouch. It's a striker to start a fire. Each Mongol soldier had to be self-sufficient.
God is testing me. I've scavenged weapons and tools enough to survive. The Khan once demanded I learn to draw a bow and fight like one of his soldiers, and I am grateful for that. He gave me his own arrows, made for punching holes in armor. The ice around me provides all I need to drink, but it runs red with blood. The Prophet's army now patrols a dead city. These are not the soldiers who first met us at the city gates. They've been changed somehow. Among them, I can see a man that I myself killed in the battle. The old legends say that those who looked upon the divine source relinquished their very souls to it, attaining immortality. If this is true, I will surely perish here, buried with the secret I was sent to find.
Those banners, the insignia of the Deathless Army? Shit! They're firing at me! Maybe I could use them to break through that gate. to break down that gate. Line up a shot on that gate. That's good enough. Now to fire. That did it. A drinking horn. Not very common in Byzantine culture. This looks like it came from the west, near Kiev.
Before I even held you, I almost lost you, Lara. Yet you fought back, determined to live, breathe, ball your tiny fists and scream the hospital down. It was the best noise I ever heard. When I went home that snowy night, I cooked myself a steak. Then I drank half a bottle of whiskey, tried to make snowshoes out of tennis rackets, and fell asleep with the cat. I was so damn happy.
I think I must have heard that story about a dozen times, and I could hear it a dozen more. I wish that could have lasted. I wish we'd had more time. There's been some structural damage. The battle certainly took its toll. Most of the city is still standing. This mural commemorates the dead lost in the battle, and those that died after of disease and starvation.
¡Entonces, avancen! ¡México de Pro! ¡Fuérmale!
Almost there. The Chamber of Souls is through that gate. Just need to find another trebuchet.
Have much time, Lara. You must reach the source before them.
There's nothing more you can do. Get somewhere safe.
Not a chance. You need us as much as we need you. We survive together or we die alone. Now go.
Carved wooden relief of what looks like the Prophet of Katesh. It's well worn and damaged. This isn't made of local timber. Word of the Prophet must have spread. Just one more shot. This should balance the arm. Armies must have been completely buried in the ice before they could invade the main city. Archers. Got to take them out. Just have to aim this thing. Ivory tusk with delicate carvings. Something unusual about the pattern. It's a map. It shows a path through the mountains to Katesh. Could have used this earlier.
Lara. We'll do whatever we can to support you from here.
Thank you, Sophia. I'll take whatever help I can get.
He's hit! Keep her down!
We're about to fire, and you're out in the open!
I can't stop now.
I'm on it!
Oh, shit. Thank you, Sophia. Hell of a shot.
Not be allowed into the Chamber of Souls.
Constantine. I don't think you'll be able to hit him!
We'll keep trying. We're reloading the trebuchet. Hold on! We're not gonna be able to hit him from here.
I know. I've got to shoot the fireball in the air. Get ready. Let's try again.
We're reloading the trebuchet. Hold on! We're ready to launch the trebuchet. Just give us the signal.
Fire!
We're launching! Oh God, it's worked! You did it!
It's not over yet. Get ready to fire another shot.
Send in a squad, now! I want her dead!
set the counterweight. We'll be ready soon. Okay, we're ready. On your signal.
Fire!
Here we go!
Got you, you son of a bitch!
Ugh, damn it! If there's anyone left alive down there, I want Cross dead! That's your last order!
Watch out, Lara. He's on his way to you. Lara, we're under attack. We're trying to get rid of this son of a bitch.
You've got to get after them!
No, we're in this fight to the end.
Thank you, Sophia.
We're ready to fire. All right, get down.
I visit you! Just you and I now, Lara. You have no weapons, no allies, no hope. This place will become your tomb. No! My destiny lies in the Chamber of Souls. I've come too close to be stopped now. You know, you're stronger than your father ever was. He never would have made it this far. Yes, I knew him. When my sister infiltrated your family, I was there, watching from the shadows. He was a brilliant man, but he was weak, a coward. Trinity could have made him great. We offered him everything. It's not too late for you. He would have helped me fulfill my destiny. But in the end, it's fallen on you. power as your father did. Be better than him, Lara. Rise above his failings. You can't refuse, Trinity. Face me now! Was that you? This is not my destiny. I was meant for greatness.
This was never your destiny. Your sister let you believe that.
I did it all of this for her. Don't you walk away from me. Wait! Trinity killed your father.
No, you're lying.
He begged for his life. And when that failed, he begged for yours.
You're wrong! Shut up! Just shut up!
He was a pathetic man. I pitied him. I like to think his last thoughts were of you, Lara. Of how he drove you away. How he had failed you. He would have held you back. You should be thanking me. It's in your blood, Lara. You're a coward. Just like your father. You don't have it in you to make the hard choices. Come on, do it!
You're not worth it. Burn in hell. Your men are defeated. Your brother is dead. No! That's what Trinity has wrought. Death. And that's all they'll ever bring. Give this up.
I gave up everything for this. I have no intention of giving it to Trinity.
What about your father? You're dooming him to be mocked by history. How can you let this go? When you're so close?
I'm willing to make that sacrifice. I can't let you take it.
Think of the millions, suffering and dying. We can save them. We can change the world. Together.
The cost is too high, Anna. We aren't meant to live forever. Death is a part of life.
That's easy for you to say. You're not the one who's dying.
But this isn't about you. This is about humanity, about protecting what it means to be human.
They're coming! We're surrounded!
Jacob, look out!
The sword is not meant for the world!
This is your chance, Lara. Everything I've done, everything you've done. Another Croft doesn't have to die for this.
But I'm willing to.
Well, I'm not. Please. I'm dying. This is my only hope.
Anna, no! Jacob, hold on.
I've held on for too long already.
You knew I'd destroy it.
In all my years, I've met few as extraordinary as you. It's finally happening. My ending.
I'm sorry. All I wanted was to make a difference.
You already have. You already have.
My dearest Lara, I often think about how my father would turn over in his grave if he knew the shame I had brought upon our family's name. Croft, what does it even mean? I just hope you can make your own mark on this world someday. Remember that the extraordinary is in what we do, not who we are.
Destroying the source was the right thing to do.
I still feel like I let him down.
I think you would have made the same choice. Come on. You've got a plane to catch.
I listened to his last tape 1,000 times, but it's as if I was hearing my father's words only now, for the first time. It doesn't matter what choices he would have made. I have to make my own. The myth of Katesh was real. There are secrets out there that can change the world. I need to find them, not for my father, not for anyone else. Trinity is still out there, and they're more powerful than I ever imagined. I can stop them. I can make a difference. I can make the right difference. Anna. You said another Croft doesn't have to die for this. What did you mean by that? You killed my father, didn't you?
Trinity ordered his execution. I couldn't do it.
You're lying!
I loved him.
No!
It's done.
Good.
What about Croft?
No. Not yet.
I know it's a lot to take in.
I wish I could have been with him in the end.
Knowing your people would be safe gave him comfort. He went peacefully.
Thank you, Lara. Our oaths have been fulfilled.
What will you do now?
This is still our home. We will rebuild. But there is much work to be done. There are still enemies in this valley.
And there is still much to discover.
Alexandra and her family are leaving too, following what's left of the old Soviet railway.
I can't understand that. What about our faith changes with Jacob's passing? This is still a sacred valley.
Is it? And what are we protecting anymore? The source went with Jacob. We all have to ask ourselves some difficult questions, and I won't judge those that answer differently.
Greetings. Before you go wandering into any of the caves, you better check to make sure that it's not home to a bear. You've got nothing to feel guilty about. It was what Jacob wanted. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been there.
Greetings. When it rains, the deer cluster together under the trees. It's a good time to hunt, if you don't mind getting soaked. The young ones in the valley didn't know who Jacob was. We waited to tell them until we knew they'd understand.
Hello. Wolves hunt at night. Be cautious when you're out there. Is it true about the deathless ones in the ruins? Were they people, just like us?
Hello there. You should stay clear of the wolves' dens. They will defend their homes the same as us. So Jacob's gone. He was our leader when my grandfather was a child. Hard to imagine the valley without him.
Hello. You're looking for boars? Look down by the water. They like to use the mud to keep cool. I never got a chance to thank you. My brother was held in the gulag, and he said you rescued him. We owe you for so much, Lara Croft. Hello. Wolves hunt at night. Be cautious when you're out there. I heard you found the device the astronomers built below the observatory. I've heard stories about it, but I never thought I'd get to see it myself.
What was Sophia yelling at you about?
I left some tools out overnight. She doesn't quite seem to have her father's even temper.
Give her time. She's hard on us for a reason, but we'll survive because of her.
Greetings. We rarely see the leopards. Most of the time, they're on the snowy side of the valley. But we've spotted a few on this side. Jacob and our ancestors brought the source to this valley from a faraway empire. We protected it ever since. Until now.
Hello there. You want to survive in this valley? You'll need to learn to track and hunt. Animals stick near food and water, just like people do. If we can take the gulag on the far side of the valley, maybe we could use that to defend ourselves.
Greetings. Careful of the deathcap mushrooms that grow in the valley. You wouldn't want to eat them, but they make a powerful poison. Jacob knew Trinity would return someday. But you were a surprise to him.
Hello there. I haven't seen a proper stag in ages, but you'll know them when you see them. Their antlers alone will be half as tall as you. Sophia was born to lead us. She's got more than a little of her father, and she's got a fire he never had.
Greetings. You want to survive in this valley, you need to learn to track and hunt. Animals stick near food and water, just like people do. Rumor has it there's a helicopter down at the old Soviet facility. You suppose we could learn how to fly it?
Once we had learned the lessons of our enemies, we grew to surpass them in skill. We learned how to loose arrow after arrow, until the battlefields were so covered with arrow shafts that they resembled a field of wheat. And still we learned. The best riders and archers of Asia Minor no longer opposed us, but instead clamored to join our armies. We carry the wisdom earned from generations of refinement, and now we pass on these lessons to you. When we fled the Empire, we left much behind, but nothing so valuable as the secrets of our ancestors. The secret of the war fire. With this weapon, our ancestors broke the invasions of the Persians, the Avars, and the Arabs. They know it by another name, Greek fire, for we alone know the secret. But we had to leave it behind. After many long years, we have at last found the ancient formula, and again we wield the war fire. Our arrows glow bright with death, and we can feel safe once again. Do not let the secret leave this valley. Protect it with your life.
Against all odds, they survived in the ruins of their former glory. But forces from outside the valley came, again seeking the divine source, separated from the rest of history for almost 1,000 years, until the Soviets came. They were almost wiped out, and those that lived struggled to survive the coming years. Without the city, they were forced to adapt, surviving from the land. Many believed the prophet was dead in the years that followed, but he returned to protect what remained of his people. Somehow, the Mongol horde learned of Kitesh and the treasure of the source. They laid siege to the city, and although they were outnumbered, the prophet blessed his army, the Athanatoi, so that they too would not fear death. They fought for many days, until at last the glaciers rose up and swallowed the city, entombing it in ice. Valentina stands overlooking the built city. Overhead, both the sun and the moon are visible in the sky, representing the speed at which time seems to pass.